Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome our channel Trending Now. Credit One Bank Settlement 2025. Complete payment details, eligibility, and claim form. The Credit One Bank class action lawsuit has garnered widespread attention, with millions of Americans affected by the bank's alleged misconduct. From inflated fees to misleading credit practices, the lawsuit sheds light on how personal information and finances were exploited for profit. This article provides a detailed breakdown of the lawsuit, covering key aspects like payment amounts, settlement dates, eligibility criteria, and necessary forms. Credit One Bank Settlement 2025. In today's digital age, using credit cards has become second nature to many people. However, an alarming situation unfolded when Credit One Bank customers noticed sudden and unexplained increases in their credit card bills. Efforts to resolve the issue with the bank were met with automated, non-responsive answers, further frustrating customers. This prompted legal action, exposing that over 1,400 complaints had been filed against Credit One Bank in just 3 years, accusing the institution of multiple legal violations. Click here to check new amount. Click here to check eligibility. Click here to check dates. Key allegations: inaccurate loan reporting, unjustifiably high interest rates, unexplained fees and penalties, failure to respond to customer grievances. Credit One Bank class action payment amount. Credit One Bank, a major player in the American financial sector, has been at the center of this class action lawsuit due to its questionable practices. The lawsuit uncovered instances where the bank imposed excessive fees and inaccurately reported loans, causing financial harm to customers. If you are affected by Credit One Bank's actions, you may be entitled to compensation. Affected individuals can potentially receive a settlement payment of around $1,000 if they provide valid evidence of the bank's wrongdoing. It is advised that eligible individuals contact Credit One Bank's representatives for more information and assistance regarding the payment process. Click here to check new amount. Click here to check eligibility. Click here to check dates. What to know about the settlement payment. Eligible individuals may receive up to $1,000 in compensation. Valid documentation is required to prove your claim. Payments are part of a larger settlement intended to compensate customers for unjust practices. Credit One Bank class action settlement payment date. One of the central concerns of the lawsuit revolves around consumers with credit scores below 370 who faced penalties as a result of Credit One Bank's deceptive practices. Many customers who trusted the bank with their finances found themselves in difficult situations, often without understanding the full extent of the terms they were agreeing to. While the bank has agreed to settle the claims, settlement payment dates are yet to be finalized by the court. As the case progresses, the specific dates for payments will be announced, but thousands of consumers are still waiting to receive their compensation. Settlement payment timeline. The court will set the dates for settlement disbursement. Claimants are required to submit valid financial documentation to qualify. Consumers without sufficient proof of losses may not receive any compensation. Credit One Bank class action eligibility criteria. If you're wondering whether you're eligible to receive compensation from this class action lawsuit, there are specific criteria you must meet. Both personal and business account holders are eligible, provided they can prove they were affected by Credit One Bank's deceptive practices. Eligibility requirements. Valid transactions. You must have made legitimate transactions using a Credit One Bank credit card. Documented losses. Providing financial records that detail any losses or penalties associated with your account is essential. Active account holders. Only individuals who had active accounts with Credit One Bank during the time of the alleged fraudulent activities are eligible. Without sufficient evidence, you won't qualify for compensation. It's critical to gather all relevant documentation before proceeding with your claim. Credit One Bank class action form. How to apply. To become part of this collective lawsuit, affected consumers must individually register and submit the necessary forms. The registration process requires the submission of comprehensive documentation, including personal financial statements, proof of identity, and details regarding your account activity with Credit One Bank. Application steps. Registration. Claimants need to register individually for the lawsuit, even though it is a collective class action. Required documents. You must provide thorough documentation, including financial statements related to your Credit One bank account, personal details, including identification and family income information. Submission. All documents must be submitted within the specified time frame. Completing this form is a crucial step in securing any compensation you may be entitled to. Without the proper submission of these forms, you will not be eligible to receive settlement payments. The impact of the Credit One Bank class action lawsuit. This lawsuit has brought to light a series of fraudulent activities that affected millions of Americans. The catalyst for the lawsuit was the rapid increase in customer credit card bills, coupled with unresponsive customer service from Credit One Bank. Over the span of 3 years, more than 1,400 companies raised complaints against the bank, accusing it of legal violations. The lawsuit represents a significant step toward financial transparency and consumer protection. Customers' frustration with the bank's lack of accountability resulted in this legal action, which seeks to hold Credit One Bank responsible for its deceptive practices. Conclusion. In summary, the Credit One Bank class action lawsuit reveals the widespread fraudulent activities that affected numerous consumers across the United States. Despite efforts by customers to resolve these issues with the bank, they were met with automated responses, which only heightened their frustrations and forced them to pursue legal remedies. Key takeaways. The lawsuit sheds light on the critical need for financial transparency and consumer protection. Consumers who have suffered from Credit One Bank's practices may be eligible for compensation, but only with proper evidence. The settlement aims to reform how financial institutions operate, ensuring greater accountability and better protection for consumers in the future. As the case moves forward, it is expected to prompt reforms within the banking industry, leading to improved safeguards for customers. This class action lawsuit underscores the importance of financial institutions being transparent and ethical in their dealings, and it serves as a reminder that consumer rights must always be protected.